Misinformation related to the 2019-20 coronavirus outbreak. After the initial outbreak of coronavirus disease 2019, COVID-19, conspiracy theories and misinformation spread online regarding the origin and scale of the virus. Various social media posts claim the virus was a bioweapon with a patented vaccine, a population control scheme, or the result of a spy operation. Facebook, Twitter and Google said they were working with World Health Organization, WHO, to address misinformation. In a blog post, Facebook stated they would remove content flagged by leading global health organizations and local authorities that violate its content policy on misinformation leading to physical harm. On 2 February, the World Health Organization, WHO, declared a massive infodemic, citing an overabundance of reported information, accurate and false, about the virus that makes it hard for people to find trustworthy sources and reliable guidance when they need it. The WHO stated that the high demand for timely and trustworthy information has incentivized the creation of a direct WHO 24/7 myth-busting hotline where its communication and social media teams have been monitoring and responding to misinformation through its website and social media pages. Eating bats. Some media outlets, including Daily Mail and RT, spread misinformation by promoting a video showing a young Chinese woman biting into a bat, falsely suggesting it was shot in Wuhan and that the cause of the outbreak was due to locals eating bats. The widely circulated video features unrelated footage of Chinese travel vlogger Wang Mangyun eating bat soup in the island country Palau in 2016 as part of an online travel program. Wang stated in a Weibo post that she was inundated with abuse and death threats, and that she only wished to showcase local Palau cuisine. Human-made Chinese biological weapon. In January 2020, the BBC published an article about coronavirus misinformation, citing two 24th of January articles from the Washington Times which claimed the virus was part of a Chinese biological weapons program, based at the Wuhan Institute of Virology, WIV. The Washington Post later published an article debunking the conspiracy theory, citing U.S. experts who explained why the institute was not suitable for bioweapon research, that most countries had abandoned bioweapons as fruitless, and that there was no evidence that the virus was genetically engineered. In February 2020, U.S. Senator Tom Cotton, RR, as well as Francis Boyle, a law professor, suggested that the virus may have been a Chinese bioweapon, while in the opinion of numerous medical experts there is no evidence for this. Radio broadcaster Rush Limbaugh said the virus was probably a Qicom laboratory experiment and that the Chinese were weaponizing the virus and media hysteria surrounding it to bring down Donald Trump. In February 2020, the Financial Times reported from virus expert and global co-lead coronavirus investigator, Trevor Bedford, who said that there is no evidence whatsoever of genetic engineering that we can find, and that the evidence we have is that the mutations are completely consistent with natural evolution. Bedford further explained, the most likely scenario, based on genetic analysis, was that the virus was transmitted by a bat to another mammal between 20 to 70 years ago. This intermediary animal, not yet identified, passed it on to its first human host in the city of Wuhan in late November or early December 2019. On 29 January, financial news website and blog Zero Hedge suggested, without evidence, that a scientist at the Wuhan Institute of Virology created the COVID-19 strain responsible for the coronavirus outbreak. Zero Hedge listed the full contact details of the scientist supposedly responsible, a practice known as doxing, by including the scientist's name, photo and phone number, suggesting to readers that they pay a visit if they wanted to know what really caused the coronavirus pandemic. Twitter later permanently suspended the blog's account for violating its platform manipulation policy. Zero Hedge has since claimed the article did not claim the virus was human-made and that it only publicized publicly available details of the scientist. In January 2020, BuzzFeed News also reported on an internet meme/conspiracy theory of a link between the logo of the Wuhan Institute of Virology and Umbrella Corporation, the agency that made the virus that starts the zombie apocalypse in the Resident Evil franchise. The theory also saw a link between Raccoon, the main city in Resident Evil, and an anagram of Corona, the name of the virus. The popularity of this theory attracted the attention of Snopes, who proved it as false, showing that the logo was not from the institute, but from Shanghai Ruolanbao Husan Biotech Limited, located approximately 500 miles, 800 kilometers, away in Shanghai. Misinformation aside, concerns on accidental leakage by the WIV remain. In 2017, U.S. molecular biologist Richard H. Bright expressed caution when the WIV was expanded to become mainland China's first biosafety level 4, BSL-4, laboratory, noting previous escapes of the SARS virus at other Chinese laboratories. While Bright refuted several conspiracy theories regarding the WIV, for example bioweapons research, that the virus was engineered, he told BBC China that this did not represent the possibility of the virus being completely ruled out from entering the population due to a laboratory accident. South China Morning Post reported that one of the institute's lead researchers, Shi Zhengli, was the particular focus of personal attacks in Chinese social media who alleged her work on bat-based viruses as the source of the virus, leading Shi to post, "I swear with my life, has nothing to do with the lab," and when asked by the SCMP to comment on the attacks, she responded, "My time must be spent on more important matters." Caixin reported she made further public statements against perceived tinfoil hat theories about the new virus's source, quoting her as saying, "The novel 2019 coronavirus is nature punishing the human race for keeping uncivilized living habits. I, Shi Zhengli, swear on my life that it has nothing to do with our laboratory." U.S. biological weapon. On 22nd of February, U.S. officials said that Russia is behind an ongoing disinformation campaign, using thousands of social media accounts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram to deliberately promote unfounded conspiracy theories, claiming that the virus is a biological weapon manufactured by the CIA and the U.S. is waging economic war on China using the virus. The acting Assistant Secretary of State for Europe and Eurasia, Philip Rieker, said that Russia's intent is to sow discord and undermine U.S. institutions and alliances from within, and by spreading disinformation about coronavirus, Russian malign actors are once again choosing to threaten public safety by distracting from the global health response. Russia denies the allegation. This is a deliberately false story. According to Radio Farda, Iranian cleric Sayed Mohammad Saeedi accused U.S. President Donald Trump of targeting Qom with coronavirus to damage its culture and honor. Saeedi claimed that by targeting Qom, Trump is fulfilling his promise of hitting Iranian cultural sites if Iranians took revenge for the U.S. killing of Quds Force Commander Qasem Soleimani. Spy operation. Some people have alleged that the coronavirus was stolen from a Canadian virus research lab by Chinese scientists, citing a news article by the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation in July 2019. The CBC claimed their early report was distorted by misinformation, and that Eric Morissette, Chief of Media Relations for Health Canada and the Public Health Agency of Canada, said that conspiracy theory had no factual basis. In the midst of the coronavirus epidemic, a senior research associate and expert in biological warfare with the Begin Cadet Center for Strategic Studies, referring to a NATO press conference, identified suspicions of espionage as the reason behind the expulsions from the lab, but made no suggestion that coronavirus was taken from the Canadian lab or that it is the result of bioweapons defense research in China. Population control scheme. Supporters of the far-right QAnon conspiracy theory and the anti-vax community falsely claimed the outbreak was a population control scheme created by Pirbright Institute in England, and by former Microsoft CEO Bill Gates. Sam Hyde. A hoax post on Facebook claimed that Sam Hyde, who is described as an international biological weapons terrorist, was behind the outbreak. Hyde, a comedian, had previously been blamed for over a dozen mass shootings as part of a long-running meme. Size of the outbreak. On 24th of January, a video circulated online appearing to be of a nurse in Hubei province describing a far more dire situation in Wuhan than reported by Chinese officials. The video claims that more than 90,000 people have been infected with the virus in China alone. The video attracted millions of views on various social media platforms and was mentioned in numerous online reports. However, the BBC noted that contrary to its English subtitles in one of the video's existing versions, the woman does not claim to be either a nurse or a doctor in the video, and that her suit and mask do not match the ones worn by medical staff in Hubei. The video's claim of 90,000 infected cases is noted to be unsubstantiated. In a podcast of Stephen Strang, Charisma's CEO, the evangelical leader Frank Amedia, a former Donald Trump campaign advisor, has promoted the idea that the actual death toll is in the tens of thousands rather than the officially given figure, claiming the information was supplied by Chinese Christians, and also claimed that people were being supernaturally cured in house churches. Amedia also repeated the aforementioned claim about the virus being created as a biological weapon. In February 2020, a conflict broke out between ethnic Kazakhs and Dungans in Kazakhstan. According to the diplomat, in the hours following the incident, fake news about ruthless pogroms in Kazakhstan around the spreading of coronavirus circulated around social media, fueling hysteria in other parts of the country. Misrepresented World Population Project map. In early February, a decade-old map illustrating a hypothetical viral outbreak published by the World Population Project, part of the University of Southampton, was misappropriated by a number of Australian media news outlets, including The Sun, Daily Mail and Metro, which claimed the map represented the 2020 coronavirus outbreak. This misinformation was then spread via the social media accounts of the same media outlets, and while some outlets later removed the map, the BBC reported that a number of news sites had not retracted the map yet. Vaccine and treatment. Vaccines existed. Conspiracy theorists have claimed the virus was known and that a vaccine was already available. PolitiFact and FactCheck.org noted that no vaccine currently exists for COVID-19. The patents cited by various social media posts reference existing patents for genetic sequences and vaccines for other strains of coronavirus such as the SARS coronavirus. The WHO reported as of February 5, 2020 that amid news reports of breakthrough drugs being discovered to treat people infected with the virus, there were no known effective treatments. This included antibiotics and herbal remedies not being useful. Non-vaccine treatments. Chinese health authorities promote the use of traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, against the disease. Vaguely hopeful reports of studies from official facilities like Wuhan Institute of Virology have translated into Shuangwanglian buying crazes in an official decree to put all of Wuhan's patients on TCM. Some QAnon proponents, including Jordan Stather, and others have promoted gargling miracle mineral supplement, actually an industrial bleach, as a way of preventing or curing the disease. In February 2020, televangelist Jim Bakker promoted a colloidal silver solution sold on his website as a remedy for coronavirus COVID-19. Naturopath Cheryl Selman, a guest on his show, falsely stated that it hasn't been tested on this strain of the coronavirus, but it's been tested on other strains of the coronavirus and has been able to eliminate it within 12 hours. African resistance. Beginning on 11th of February, reports, quickly spread via Facebook, implied that a Cameroonian student in China had been completely cured of the virus due to his African genetics. While a student was successfully treated, other media sources have noted that no evidence implies Africans are more resistant to the virus and labeled such claims as false information. Misinformation by Chinese government. According to the Daily Beast, Chinese state-owned media and at least one party official are spreading disinformation to convince foreigners of the success of Beijing's response to the growing public health emergency of the coronavirus. Growing public health emergency of the coronavirus. Growing public health